Good evening and welcome to Wisdom Walk Talk here on Black Hole Radio and my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk 2 Self-Mastery. I am your host and guide, Jojo Maria Ensaroma. And February is the first of 3 fire months, and all month long I have been talking about relighting your spark for life. And tonight I'm going to conclude this spiritual spill with talking about learning your it. I'm flashing on the screen how you can leave comments or ask questions in my Facebook contact or my website. Now, let's move right into tonight's program. I'm going to give you my overview, which is I'm going to start with a quick review of relighting your spark by listening and loving. Then I will define and talk about discovering your it. And then I'll leave you with a contemplative question and exercise about learning and loving your it. My quote for tonight comes from a Dr. Martha Friedman, who says, "Success based on anything but internal fulfillment is bound to be empty." Yes. So, relighting your spark by listening to your heart and loving your life. I've talked about in the last 2 videos and broadcasts that your spark can't be lit by the intellect. Knowing and doing are 2 different things. Your heart must be open for your spark to be relit, meaning you need to first become conscious where and how your heart is shut down and get to work to get it open or keep it open by practicing heart listening, and I gave you exercise for that. Then we talked about when your spark is lit, you love life, and loving your life can be understood as being in the flow of life and continually aligning with your higher purpose, your sacred contract, your divine promises to keep. And some of that could have been a little confusing because, having a spark to life for life doesn't mean that things are always happy. But if you had seen, or there is a brief YouTube clip of and I'm just blocking on his name, but he is a dissident to Putin and the government of Russia, and he is now being sent to labor camp. But he made this incredible speech at his trial where he talked about the Russian people being able to not just ask for liberation, but to ask for joy, to focus on joy. I mean, he was lit. Even though he get ready to go into labor camp, God knows if he could come out alive. But he had this spark for him, and that he was able to share with the world about human liberation. Really, really cool stuff. And also, I did reference that in the movie Soul, the lead character, Joe, he had jazz as his human purpose. He was clear about that. But his higher purpose was to inspire others to their spark for life, as he discovers in his relationship with 22, and also what he was doing with his students, that he wasn't taking seriously enough. So let me define the it. Your it is the thing that you do, have, or be that gives you peace of mind, resiliency to life's challenges, and the ability to say yes to life. Your it is soothing, nourishing, generative, loving, and deeply personal, often irrational or unique. It's your it that strengthens us to choose love over fear. Now, let me share a story with you for how I learned about the it, and it comes from a documentary on Louis Armstrong. And they were showing him in his later years living in Queens. And this jazz musician goes to visit him. And in their conversation and talking, at one point, Louis gets up and he takes him into the kitchen. Louis opens up his refrigerator and he says to this guy, "Look, I got 8 eggs. I will never go hungry. I'm good." And the guy in this interviewing, he said he felt so upset by that because he was like, this is Pops, man. This is one of the greatest trumpeters. He's one of the creators of modern jazz. And oh my God, he should be able to pick up the phone and get a steak or whatever he wants. And when I watched that, I realized that this musician didn't understand what Louis was talking about. Because Louis Armstrong grew up really hard. I mean, like really, really hard. And it was because he was, being a hoodlum that he got put into a reform school, and that's how he gets access to playing the trumpet. But he had a really hard life and clearly went hungry. And so what Louis was saying is, despite all of his success, all of his achievements, a gold horn from the Queen of England, being the ambassador of jazz around the world, all those accolades, all those records, all that money that even came through to him. Here's what it was that kept him feeling safe, kept him feeling okay. I can get up in the morning, I'm going to be fine, I can face the world. Those 8 eggs in that refrigerator. Clear. He was clear. That was his it. And so then he could build a life around that, but he was clear about what was important. And so your it is your ticket to your joy body, especially when your pain body has been trying to take over. I talk a lot about the pain body because it's something that it's new for a lot of people. They need to first learn it. But once you learn about the pain body, it's time now to get it that you also have a joy body. And it is your it that will connect you to that. You see, your core wounds and unfulfilled needs in childhood, they create an emptiness within us. And the pain body emerges to fill that pain. And that keeps it in charge because it grows off of pain. That's what the pain body is all about. So it's the healthy and healing response to the emptiness that activates the joy body, and it's a natural state of being. The joy body is a natural state of being. Something else important I want to say too about the it, because again, it is a response. It's a healthy response to emotional pain. I'm not talking about addictive behaviors, because with the joy, it doesn't endanger or harm you or anybody else. So doing drugs, overeating, over shopping, alcohol, indiscriminate sex, whatever is an out of control behavior, that's not your it. Your it, again, is going to bring you peace of mind. It's going to give you resiliency to face life's challenges, not run from them. And it is also this thing that just has you really clear, yeah, I'm supposed to be here in this world. I have a purpose. I have a sacred contract. I have promises to keep, and I can do that. I can do that. Now, for me, my core wound is the fact that when I was born, my mother was greatly overwhelmed. And so I wasn't like, I was kind of unwanted, let me say that. And she, of course, loved on me to the best that she could, but there still was that reality of not being wanted. And so I had this thing of always, and I continue to do that. I'm always looking for, am I welcome here? Is it okay for me to be here? Is it okay for me to enter here? That's something that subconsciously has affected my life. And so the way it has shown up, it has to do with a widescreen TV, or a TV, but definitely a widescreen TV, a movie theater, even better, along with music and books, like you see behind me. As long as I have those 3 things in my life, even if I'm not using them, but as long as I can see them, because what you can't see is what I'm staring at right now when I'm broadcasting is a widescreen TV that's up on the wall in the room that I'm in. And that's my it. That's my it. If I have that, and I can watch a movie or watch a video or listen to some music or even hold a book, I'm good to go. It brings me that peace of mind, that equanimity in my life. So that means that I'm very clear that I need to get access to those 3 things. That is important for me to do, because once I have that, I'm ready to take on life's challenges. So here's my contemplative exercise for you, especially if you're still in the process of uncovering what is that? What is it that really is nourishing, soothing, loving to me that I do have or be? So that's the question. First question is, what did you need in childhood that you didn't get in the right way, or didn't get enough of? Okay. Next, what do you regularly or usually do, have, be, or look for when you feel unsafe, unsure, lonely, afraid, anxious, or in emotional pain that isn't harmful to yourself or others? Okay, so don't look at those addictive behaviors. That's not your it. 3, if you are aware of your it, do you allow yourself to experience it on a daily basis? Why or why not? And last but not least, if you need help identifying your it, here's what I highly recommend. Talk to somebody and ask for their help who you love and trust, and whose feedback you are willing to believe. Yeah, because the way it come out, sometimes it's surprising to you, but it will again be something that's repetitive that you do. And like I said, most importantly, it is a loving gesture. It is a loving thing, a loving something. It brings you calm. It brings you strength. It brings you an ability to believe that you are enough and you're supposed to be here. Yeah. So my Sarah saying for this evening is, I wish you love to hold when you feel empty, and a hand to hold when you're afraid. Yes. I'm closing out tonight, as always, thanking my wonderful, wonderful engineer, Miss Yvette Parker, and the entire Black Hole Radio Be Well family for, again, just being with me, supporting me, and helping me be able to do this important work for you. I also want to shout out to all my regular listeners out there and viewers, and to all those who have wisdom walk with me, and you know who you are. To my family on both coasts and my spiritual kin everywhere, my transformational leadership colleagues, my medicine brothers and sisters all around the world, and those who may be listening or watching for the first time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I couldn't do this without your willingness to listen to my spills. Now, this is my final live broadcast of the month, and so next week I will rebroadcast the first of these Relight Your Spark to Life broadcasts, and I will return to live broadcast on Sunday, March the 7th, 4 days after my birthday. Yes, I am a Pisces, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to talk about, but it'll definitely have something to do with spring and renewal and rebirth, and maybe re-looking at where are we a year later after COVID showed up. That would be very interesting. The book, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery, Ancient Wisdom for Transforming Pain, available at Barnes & Noble's, definitely on Amazon, Kindle, Abe's books. I even have seen it on Walmart. Yeah, so it's still around. I do need to check though. I don't know if they're running out of copies yet, but I'll see. But anyway, I invite you to check it out. I think it can be very helpful to you as we navigate through these amazing times of human growth and evolution. And last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides, loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Please have a healthy and safe mineral week. We ain't out of the woods yet, folks, even though here in Los Angeles, new cases are starting to go down. But please continue to wear your mask, double mask, practice social distancing and safe relating. Wash those hands frequently. Avoid perceived safety and practice science safety. And most important, as we come into this wonderful, wonderful, magical Piscean week of great lineups in the heavens and energies, and a mineral week, please know that you are not ever disposable. You are divine. Good night now.